www.DESIblitz.com.
Hi, I am Cheran. You're watching me on DESIblitz.com. I was born in Jaffna in northern Sri Lanka. I grew up there and had all my education in Jaffna, from grade 1 all the way to University of Jaffna in Sri Lanka. I've been very active in student politics, and I have also started writing street plays and poetry. And my first collection of poems came out in 1981. And there is a very moving poem about the burning of the Jaffna Public Library by the Sri Lankan state forces. Ever since then, my creative work and my journalism work, both have been actively engaged in the preservation of freedom of expression, artistic right, creative expression, and then I have always been in trouble with the state authorities as well as the Tamil militants who emerged as a result of the state oppression. So for anyone that reads my poems from 1980 onwards, all the way up until May 2009, they could see the nuances, and they could see sort of a history of Tamil struggle and history of national oppression and the history of what happened to Tamils. It's very significantly weaved into my poetry. So you could see the suffering, you could see the power of resistance, the resilience. At the same time, you could also see, they would also see the other aspects of poetry and literature that that comes out in various dimensions in my poetry. But whether we like it or not, because of this, the horrible traumatic experiences, whatever I start to write, it eventually ends up in talking about the trauma, the pain, and the suffering, the blood and tears, and burnt flesh. I ended up first in Holland for 2.5 years. Then I came back after studying in the Netherlands, or after being in exile, self-imposed exile in the Netherlands. Then the Indian army was on there. Then again I could not stay in Jaffna, so I went to Colombo. Finally, I ended up in Toronto, Canada. I would say that I have two first languages, English and Tamil. I started writing in Tamil, and I still write poetry in Tamil, but I have written a couple of plays in English. And English has become my academic language for a very long time. If I am speaking only in Tamil, I could be a great poet, but no one is going to listen to me, right? So that the role of writing in English, the dominance of English, so there is some kind of hierarchy that any South Asian writer that writes in English gets certain degree of acceptance. I'm working on my 9th collection of poems, which I hope to publish next year, and then I'm also working on a play in English. That is dealing with the quote unquote the boat people, the hundreds and thousands of people from Sri Lanka and from Africa. They just try to go to various they drown. So the play revolves around their issues and their life. So that is my latest project, and I hope to finish all the project by the end of next year, and you'll be able to see it. The sun has set across the spreading fields. The sun has set in the shadow of the woods. The sun has set beyond the anger of the rain, which is yet to fall, upon the hundreds and hundreds of bodies sprawled upon the sand, upon the severed leg, alone upon the sea shore. The sun has set.